What's going on, good people?
Hey, y'all.
Back in the building once again. It's that time. It's that time again. I hope y'all been anticipating the video because I know I've been anticipating coming to give it to you. So with that being said,
Welcome, guys, to No Longer Single. That's No Longer Single spelled with a K. K-N-O-W, longer single. So let's get right into the question of the day. And the question...
we got a good one today.
We got a good one sent to us. So the question was, it says, I have a couple topics for you guys, but I was talking with some friends recently, and we were discussing sex on the first date. And would there likely be a second date?
Ooh.
I'd love to hear your opinion on these. Peace.
Sex on the first date. Ooh. Oh. And what was it?
Would there likely be a second date?
Would there likely be a second date? Man, look, I was stuck on sex on the first date. Look, there's a lot that can be said about this topic. There's a lot that can be said. I guess we'll just start with this. If you didn't watch the first video, this goes back, we can kind of tie this into our first video. Mm-hmm. When Dominique spoke about why are you dating? So, sex on the first date, if you're dating just to be out there having fun, or you're dating just to, get your itch scratched, you know? Hey, sex on the first date, do your thing. And if that's the case, I don't think you really would be expecting a second date anyway, so you're not gonna be too disappointed if you didn't get a second date. If your why is to be trying to find a mate, I don't think sex on this first date probably isn't the best way of going about trying to make that happen.
Yeah, no. And I think we were talking about this, and I came up with like a couple, so you can get a couple different reactions, right, to sex on the first date. So you're either gonna have that person that says, wow, sex on the first date, great. I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
Let's go on the second date. All right?
I don't know too many men like that, but it's possible. I'm sure it's some out there.
It is possible.
I'm sure it's some out there.
Second reaction you'll get, somebody will, you have sex on the first date and they may be thinking, wow, how many other people have they done this with? This is kind of a bit much for me. And they ain't gonna call you back. Right?
Block and delete. Number is block and delete.
Exactly. And then the next reaction you would probably get is, there'll be a second date, but the date is gonna be more so focused on
it's gonna be that
sex. They're gonna be expecting to have sex again. So if your intentions was just to, have sex with somebody and then hopefully still continue to try and build a relationship with them, there may be some people that accept the fact that you're okay with having sex on the first date, and then they just gonna add you to their roster and
put you in rotation,
hit you up when they want to have sex because they know, hey, this person just met me and they had sex with me, so I'm sure they'll do it again.
Yeah, because men, we definitely have a roster. Men that's out there that's not really looking for a mate. There's definitely a roster. I know when I was out there doing my thing, hey, we'll put you. Depending on how you act, and depending on the things that you allow, is where you fall in at on the roster. If you were sex on the first date, I coined the phrase when I was out there doing my thing. If you were a meet and beat, meaning I met you and I beat you on the first date, hey, you go into depending on how good it was, hey, you might go on the roster where I may have to text you every once in a while just to see what's up, see if I can come through. It's either gonna be that or your number gonna be blocked and deleted before I get back in my car and head to my house. One of the two. Like Dominique said, it's a few guys out there that may be cool with that. But most guys that are looking for a mate, we're not going to respect a woman to the point if she was a meet and beat. I don't see how a woman could expect a man to look at her in the light of a potential mate after I met you and we had sex the first time we ever hung out. That isn't behavior becoming of someone that's finna add value to my life besides sex. And we can get that, obviously, in today's day and age, sex is not something that's hard to come by. So that's not something that's going to catch a man and allow him to see value in you. So
Yeah, I mean, I think just to really answer the question, would it likely be a second date if you do choose to sleep with somebody on a first date? I just think that you shouldn't really be expecting much. I mean,
but a booty call.
Yeah,
that's really the most you really can expect that of.
Yeah, because it's kind of like you're giving people something that is typically a part of a relationship that's really supposed to be the prize.
Yeah.
And like you've already given that at the beginning. So for some people, they're gonna think, hey, I mean, well, I pretty much got what I wanted, and I don't know if I'm interested in finding out more about this person. I just think that having sex on the date takes away people's interest of wanting to get to know who you are. Like, you are not just a sexual being. Like, you're not just somebody that has sex. I'm gonna assume you want a relationship if you're wondering if there's gonna be a second date. So, I mean,
that's not the best way of going about it.
That's not the best way of going about it. And I'm not saying, hey, I can't tell y'all what to do. I'm not saying don't go out and say something first date. I'm just saying if you are looking to possibly have a second date with somebody, that may not be your best route. Like, if you just so hot and bothered and you can't wait, like, you probably
call one of your old boyfriends.
That's terrible. Tell people to do that.
I'm just saying that's better than going out and letting some random dudes you don't even much know smash you on the first date. That's a better option in my book. Look, there's always a right way to do the wrong thing.
So tell me this. I have a question. So there are people that meet somebody and then they just talk to the person on the phone. You talk, you text, you maybe FaceTime, whatever the case may be, and you're getting to know that person. You guys haven't necessarily gone on a first date yet for whatever reason, but you've been talking to them for a little while. It could have been a couple weeks, a couple months, and you guys go on your first date, but you know a lot about each other and you feel like you're comfortable with that person, but it's a first date. How would you feel if somebody slept with somebody in that situation? That's still technically a first date, but they know each other.
Still technically a first date, but I'm gonna just tell you, for most men, like I said, we have a roster. Earlier I said we had a roster. And if that's the case, if I've been texting you for a while and I've never attempted to actually see you in person, or I've never attempted to I never called and said, hey, one of these texts never was, hey, you wanna meet me for some drinks? Or hey, what we're doing, we are sowing seeds. We're sowing seeds, we're dropping those little nuggets, them cookies in your ear, telling you, look, doing just enough for you to feel like we're interested until, bam, we go on that first date and now I done got what I want. I guarantee you, 90% of the time, you probably gonna start getting fewer and fewer texts from this same guy.
So she's a me and me, even though she kind of feel like she already knows this person. Even the guy don't feel like he knows her too. So she's still considered a me and me.
Yeah, trust. If a dude is trying to see you and trying to be with you, he's gonna do more than text you on the phone, or maybe if y'all having conversations on the phone, it's gonna be more than that. He's gonna want to see you. He's gonna want to actually take you out and date you. Trust me, you on the roster while he's sending you a text. He probably at another chick house. Man, let me send old girl this text real quick. Let her think make her feel like I'm thinking about her. Bam, bam, bam. Shoot the text. Y'all finally link up 3, 4, a month or two, however many weeks later. He smashed, and look, all them texts gonna be. I'm telling you. I done did it plenty of times. I know from experience. Look.
Well, I think that people really just need to.
Don't let no dude smash you on the first date. Pretty much what I'm saying.
But also, you just have to learn from experiences that you've seen before, because I mean, there have been several people that have made this particular decision on several occasions, whether you've seen it in a movie or you experienced it through a friend or a family member or whatever. And I'm not saying all the times it's the same reaction, but most of the time it's the same reaction where they go out, they may have slept with a person on the first date and they don't hear from them again. Yeah. So, I mean, learn from those mistakes. Like, people, like when you're asking this type of question, I feel like people already really know the answer to it because it's happened to them. That's why they asked the question, right? And there probably wasn't a second date. So don't expect anything from anybody if you've already given them everything that is
You giving them the prize.
the prize. I mean, you can't expect a second date. So if you're wanting a second date,
That's probably
don't
not.
sleep with somebody on the first date. If you're wanting a second date. Now, if you're not interested in that and you're just literally out here trying to have fun and do what you want to do, hey, sleep with whoever you want on the first date.
Do your thing.
That's up to you. But in regards to this particular question, the answer is no. It's most likely not going to be a second.
Moral of the story: don't be a meat and beat. At the end of the day, don't be ladies. Don't be a meat and beat, man. That's all I can tell y'all.
And men, don't be a meat and beat. Don't let these girls be out here using you. And I'm serious because there's women that do that as well. So
yeah,
men,
that's true. That's
don't
true.
be a meat and beat.
Very true, man.
Okay.
Don't let them use you for your goodies, man. You know.
Well, I hope that answered y'all question. Like, if y'all have any further questions on that topic, let us know. Y'all know y'all can always hit us up.
Comment under the video, man. Comment under.
Right.
We'd like to hear what you think about the
Yeah.
situation.
So comment below, leave us your comments. Like, has this ever happened to you, or do you know anybody that it's happened to? Let us know what the outcome was of it, because I'm sure there's probably some people that ended up going on and having a healthy
Maybe it worked out for 'em.
relationship. So we want to
It's
know.
possible, just not probable.
Yeah, y'all tell us. Hit us up. Y'all can email us at nolongersingle@gmail.com, or you guys can send us a message through Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. You can leave them below, and we'll answer your questions, guys. So that's it for us for today. We'll talk to y'all on the next video.
I'll be easy.
See ya.